God says, I, Archangel Michael, am requesting you to listen because what I am about to reveal will break you and change you forever. Heaven has spoken, and the Lord Himself has finally allowed me to unveil the full identity of the one who seeks to harm you. For so long, you have walked carrying questions inside your heart, wondering why certain doors closed, why certain betrayals cut you so deeply, and why some events seemed almost orchestrated against you, as if there was a hidden hand working tirelessly in the shadows. God says this is your final chance. This message is not ordinary. It is not just another word. It is a revelation, and it comes with a clock ticking. For this truth will not wait for those who ignore it. This message will vanish within 20 minutes because heaven is releasing this for you and you alone. Those who take it lightly may never see the light of this revelation again. My beloved, God has witnessed the tears you cried in silence when no one was there to comfort you. He has seen the confusion you carried when betrayal came from places you least expected. And today, God's mercy has stretched wide to give you the chance to finally know what was hidden. The one who seeks your downfall has worn a mask for too long, hiding their intentions with smiles, gestures, and words that seemed gentle but carried poison underneath. I, Michael, the defender of God's children, have fought day and night to keep their schemes from destroying you completely. Many times they sent darts toward you, darts of lies, darts of envy, darts of confusion, and yet you still stand because God's hand has been upon you. But now the time has come for you to see clearly, because if you do not, the danger increases. God says, I am exposing the one who wants to harm you. This is not someone far away, not a stranger in the distance, but one who has tried to move close enough to know your heart, your steps, your weaknesses, your desires. They wanted proximity, only to manipulate. They wanted closeness only to gather information to twist it against you. They smiled when you smiled, and in your absence, they celebrated your struggles. My child, you were not paranoid. And those strange feelings inside of you were not your imagination. That unease you carried whenever you thought of them, the sudden weight in your chest, the silent voice warning you in dreams, that was me, Michael, whispering to you that something was not right. You ignored it at times because your heart is good, because you wanted to believe the best, because you thought love could heal what was broken in them. But God says the time for innocence is over. I reveal to you this truth because heaven is in urgency. You are standing at a doorway of destiny, and your calling is larger than you imagine. That is why the enemy has been using this person so aggressively. Because if they can trap you in their web, your breakthrough will be delayed. For years, they have carried jealousy toward you. They watched the favor upon your life and could not stand it. They compared their own path to yours, and instead of celebrating you, they grew bitter. At first, it was small, but envy grows like a seed watered by darkness. And now it has matured into dangerous intentions. They want to harm not just your reputation, but your peace. They wanted to see you isolated, doubting yourself, questioning your worth so that you would walk away from the blessings God is pouring upon you. But hear me now. God says this is your final chance to separate from them. Do not look back. Do not linger in conversations that drain you. Do not excuse the patterns you have seen. The mask is falling, and God Himself has ripped the veil off so you can see what was always there. This is not to frighten you, but to empower you. For if you remain bound to them, their downfall will drag you into places you do not belong. But if you obey, if you listen, the heavens will open in your favor, and what was meant for harm will be reversed for your good. I, Michael, have been stationed beside you for years, and there were nights you did not know you were surrounded by enemies in the spirit. But I struck them down before they could reach you. I shielded you from arrows you never even saw. You wondered how you survived certain seasons, how you came out alive when others fell under the same storms. It was because I was fighting for you, because God declared, your life is marked. Your mission is holy. Your destiny must be fulfilled. This person, the one being revealed to you now, has been the sharpest tool the enemy used, but God says enough. Do you remember the sudden arguments that made no sense? The sudden shifts in energy whenever you succeeded? The subtle ways they tried to make you doubt your path? That was not a coincidence. It was a strategy. They knew if they could touch your confidence, if they could whisper enough negativity into your spirit, you would start to sabotage yourself, and for a while, it almost worked. You questioned yourself. You dimmed your light. You stayed quiet when you were meant to roar. But God says, you are rising again, and as you rise, their exposure will be undeniable. This is why heaven is sounding this alarm. This is why you are hearing me with urgency. Do not dismiss this, for it carries the weight of your future. What I reveal now is not only about protection, but about positioning. Because once this mask falls and once you release yourself from their grip, you will see how quickly blessings begin to pour. New relationships will form. Divinely orchestrated connections will appear, and you will realize the blockage was never your worth, but the presence of a hidden enemy pretending to be your ally. God says, I am granting you sight beyond the natural. This person has woven themselves into stories, made excuses, shed fake tears, all to keep your trust. But look closer. Look at the fruit of their actions, not the words of their mouth. Words can be deceptive, but actions never lie. Their actions have revealed who they are. You saw it in the way they dismissed your dreams, the way they downplayed your joy, the way they tried to keep you small. You saw it in the way they smiled to your face, but carried your secrets elsewhere. You saw it when your spirit recoiled without explanation. That was me warning you, beloved. This revelation is heavy. I know it will break something inside of you because the truth always pierces before it heals. But it is better to know and be free than to live in illusion and be bound. Child of God, the time has come for you to stand in the full light of truth. The shadows that have haunted your path are being dispelled by the radiance of heaven's revelation. This person, whose identity is now laid bare before you, has been a thorn in your side, a whisper of doubt in your ear, a weight upon your spirit. But no more. Remember the times when your heart felt heavy for no apparent reason? The moments when your instincts screamed caution, yet your mind rationalized it away? That was the battle between light and darkness, between the truth I was trying to show you and the lies they were weaving around you. God's heart breaks for the pain you've endured, for the confusion that has clouded your vision. But His love for you is greater than any scheme of the enemy. His plan for your life outshines any darkness that has tried to dim your light. This revelation comes not to crush you, but to set you free, to break the chains that have held you back, to remove the blinders that have kept you from seeing the fullness of your destiny. As you process this truth, know that heaven stands with you. The armies of light are positioned around you, ready to defend and guide you as you step into this new season of clarity and purpose. The enemy thought they could use this person to derail your destiny, but they underestimated the power of God's love for you. Now, as the clock ticks on this revelation, I urge you to act. Let go of the false connections, the toxic ties that have bound you. Embrace the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. For on the other side of this pain lies a freedom you have never known, a clarity that will illuminate your path forward. God says, "My child, I am not just removing an obstacle from your path. I am opening your eyes to see the greatness I have placed within you." The enemy feared your potential. That's why they worked so hard to keep you blind to it. But now, as the veil is lifted, you will begin to see yourself as heaven sees you. Powerful, purposeful, and destined for greatness. This is your moment of divine reckoning. The scales have fallen from your eyes, and the truth stands stark before you. Embrace it. Let it wash over you, cleansing away the doubt, the fear, the hesitation that has held you back. For in this truth lies your liberation, your vindication, and the key to unlocking the fullness of your divine purpose. As this message fades, let its impact resonate in your spirit. Let it be the catalyst for change, the spark that ignites a fire of determination within you. The one who sought your downfall will be confused, for what they meant for evil, God will turn for your good. Your rise will be meteoric, your impact undeniable, all because you had the courage to face this truth and act upon it. Remember, beloved, you are not alone in this. I, Michael, stand with you, and all of heaven watches with anticipation as you step into this new chapter of your life. The path ahead is bright, illuminated by the truth you now possess. Walk in it boldly, confidently, knowing that every step you take is ordered by the divine. This is your moment. This is your time. Rise, child of God, and claim the destiny that has always been yours. I, Archangel Michael, am requesting you to listen, because what I'm about to reveal will shake the foundations of your world. As you read these words, heavenly hosts surround you, fortifying your spirit and preparing you for the revelation to come. Heaven rejoices as the veil lifts from your eyes, for once truth is glimpsed, it cannot be unseen. The Almighty declares, "The countdown has begun." This divine disclosure is fleeting, a sacred secret entrusted only to those with ears to hear. In mere moments, heaven will seal this message, and only those who embrace it with unwavering faith will carry its power. You have been chosen for this moment. You are the vessel heaven has deemed worthy of this truth. Do not squander this opportunity. Act swiftly, obey without hesitation, and guard your spirit fiercely. Know that as you step forward in faith, I, Michael, stand beside you. My sword is drawn, deflecting every fiery dart, severing every chain that binds you, ensuring that no scheme of the enemy prevails against you. The coming days will validate these words. You will witness signs, receive confirmations, and encounter undeniable revelations. Those around you may unwittingly expose hidden truths without prompting. When God speaks, truth has a way of rising to the surface, Stay vigilant. Do not dismiss seemingly insignificant details or brush aside sudden insights that come in dreams. Heaven is communicating through myriad channels, and you will perceive it if your heart remains open. The Lord proclaims, I will no longer allow you to walk in darkness. Heed this final charge. Trust your instincts, your emotions, and the revelations God is unveiling. Do not be deceived by false facades. The era of masks and deception has come to an end. The one who sought your downfall now stands exposed, and you are liberated to embrace the destiny God ordained for you since the dawn of time. I, Michael, will not abandon you. Stand firm in your resolve. Stand strong in your faith. For your victory is already inscribed in the annals of heaven, and no force can snatch it from your grasp. The Almighty speaks. I, Archangel Michael, implore you to listen, for what I am about to disclose will shatter your perceptions and transform you irrevocably. This is not a figment of imagination or a tale spun from dreams. This is the ultimate truth that has been concealed from you, and heaven has chosen this precise moment to draw back the curtain. God has at last granted me permission to unveil the true identity of the one who seeks your destruction. This individual has lurked in the shadows, presenting a benevolent face while orchestrating your downfall in secret. They have feigned concern, while silently honing their blade, awaiting the moment of your vulnerability. The Lord warns, this is your final opportunity. This message will vanish within the hour. If you disregard it, if you turn a deaf ear, the portal will close, and this secret will remain buried for eternity. That is why I, Michael, cry out to you now with an urgency that reverberates through the celestial realms. For divine timing has at last reached the hour of exposure. Beloved, there has been someone in your inner circle, close enough to know your deepest aspirations, your hidden tears, your moments of weakness. They have walked alongside you, uttering words that earned your trust. But beneath those words lay poison. Behind their smile lurked envy. Their kindness masked calculation. They portrayed themselves as an ally, but the Almighty declares their spirit was never in harmony with yours. At times, you sensed something amiss, felt a heaviness in their presence, noticed how encounters with them left you drained. But you doubted your intuition. You chose to see the good, to perceive light even in their shadows. God honored your merciful heart, but now the truth must be laid bare. I, Michael, perceive what mortal eyes cannot. I have stood at heaven's gates and gazed upon the ledger of their deeds. I have witnessed their clandestine conversations, their secret exchanges. I have observed how they regard your image, not with love, but with bitterness, jealousy, and a desire to control. I have heard the whispers they shared with others, plotting, waiting, hoping to witness your downfall. And now God decrees, enough. The time has come to unmask them. It is time for you to know their name. It is time for you to understand why so many inexplicable events have transpired around you. Why doors of opportunity suddenly slammed shut. Why blessings meant for you seemed to evaporate. Why relationships that could have brought healing abruptly fractured. Why financial abundance slipped through your fingers. Beloved, these occurrences were not random. They were the result of interference, of sabotage. It was the hand of the one who seeks your destruction. The Lord cautions, do not be astonished that your betrayer was close at hand. Even in the annals of heaven, Treachery rarely comes from afar. Judas walked with Jesus. Delilah was intimate with Samson. Joseph's own brothers plotted against him. David's enemy dwelt within his palace. Do not be taken aback if the adversary cloaked themselves in familiarity. This is why you failed to see clearly before. This is why your heart continually gave them the benefit of the doubt. But God declares, today, no more. The mask is being torn away. Their identity is being revealed before your eyes. The secret can no longer be contained. I, Michael, am no longer permitted to withhold this truth. Listen carefully, for the one who seeks your harm bears a name that has whispered in your ear before. You have heard this name in moments of doubt. You have seen it flash across your mind during prayers for clarity. You have felt uneasy in their presence. But you silenced these warnings because you yearned for peace, for love, for unity. Yet God says your unease was not unfounded. It was discernment. It was heaven's attempt to warn you that this person's spirit posed a threat. You prayed, Lord, show me if this individual is for me or against me. Today, God answers that prayer. He says, my beloved child, I am revealing this because you must not spend another day in ignorance. You must not continue to allow the serpent into your garden. You must cease nourishing the root that threatens to choke your destiny. I see the tears welling in your eyes as realization dawns. The Spirit of God has already whispered the truth to your heart as you absorb these words. You know their face. You recognize their voice. You recall the conversations. You remember the strange patterns. The delays in your blessings always coincided with their presence. The heaviness in your heart often followed encounters with them. The confusion that clouded your mind frequently came after their words entered your ears. God says this is not coincidence. It is connection. They bound themselves to you not out of love, but for access. They craved access to your secrets, to your path, to the very anointing that rests upon you. But they never desired your joy or your true success. Their envy masqueraded as support. Their jealousy hid behind praise. And I, Michael, must now strip away the facade so you can finally see clearly. My beloved, I weep because I know this truth will shatter you. You will feel betrayed, enraged, lost. You will question why God allowed them near you in the first place. But the Lord says, do not mistake access for approval. I permitted their proximity not because they were beneficial to you, but because their presence would become the ultimate proof of my power. I allowed them near so that when I expose them, you will know that I, your God, am the only one who truly protects, truly defends, truly reveals. This revelation is not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen you. It is not the end of your story, but its liberation. For years, their shadow has obscured the light over your life. But today, the sun breaks through. The one who seeks your harm is not distant, they are near. Their initials are etched in your memory, and God says, trust what you are sensing. Do not doubt the voice of heaven. I am Michael, and I tell you plainly, this is the one whose laughter conceals mockery, whose gifts come with hidden agendas, whose advice has always steered you away from your destiny. You have wondered why you struggled so fiercely, why everything felt like an uphill battle, why even your prayers seemed to go unanswered. It was because they stood as an accuser in the spirit realm, speaking against you, aligning with forces that oppose your blessing, but heaven has finally broken its silence. God declares, I will no longer allow them to prosper while they plot your downfall. I will no longer permit them to feed on your light. I will no longer allow their lies to obscure the truth. Today, their identity is being sealed in your heart. Today, their mask is shattered. Today, you are set free. Beloved, I implore you, do not disregard this message. Do not treat it as just another passing word. This is not an ordinary communication. This is a divine summons. God says this is your final chance. The time for action is now. I, Archangel Michael, am requesting you to listen. Listen with the depth of your soul, because what I am about to reveal will shake the foundations of your understanding. It will break illusions. It will cut through deception, and it will change you forever. For too long you have been surrounded by shadows disguised as light, by hands that pretended to bless while plotting to destroy. But now the veil has been torn. Heaven has finally allowed me to speak without restraint, to tell you the full identity of the one who seeks to harm you. And the Almighty says, this is your final chance. Do not take these words lightly, because the hourglass has almost emptied. This message will not linger in eternity. It has been given a time of 20 minutes in the spirit realm. Within that divine window, you must hear, you must believe, you must act. This is not a message for everyone. It is not meant for the world to laugh at or mock. This is urgent, personal, sealed with heaven's authority, and written in the blood of truth. The one who has sought to destroy you has been clothed in disguise, pretending to love, pretending to stand by you, pretending to wish you well. But in the secret places they carried a dagger meant for your back. They smiled while waiting for your fall. They prayed not for your blessing but for your downfall. And heaven has reached its final point of silence. Now God says no more silence, no more delay, no more hiding. The truth is being revealed to you because heaven will not let you be blindsided any longer. Child of God, you must understand every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endured, every moment you asked, why me? Heaven heard. Not one cry escaped unnoticed. And while you thought you were abandoned, while you thought no one was watching, the Lord was writing. He was recording. He was measuring the weight of deceit. And He has declared, it is full. The cup of their wickedness has overflowed, and now exposure has come. I, Michael, have been ordered to stand with you as the defender of truth. My sword has been sharpened against the darkness, and my wings stretched to cover you. You are not alone. God says, though the revelation will break you, it will not destroy you. Though it will wound your heart, it will heal your destiny. I must warn you, the identity of this person may feel impossible to accept. You may resist because the enemy often uses those closest, those trusted, those you would never suspect. The serpent does not always come hissing from the garden. Sometimes it comes smiling from the table where you eat. Sometimes it comes dressed as family, as friend, as lover, as confidant. And yet, God says it is better to face the painful truth than to live with the sweetness of lies. What is coming into your hands is not just information. It is deliverance. For every chain that held you in confusion will shatter once the name is spoken. I can feel your heart trembling as these words reach you. You are asking why now? Why me? Why would God allow me to suffer this long if He knew? And I say to you, because your testimony required a story, because your strength required refining, because the trap set against you needed to be exposed in the fullness of time, so that when you rise, no one can deny that it was God who lifted you. Child, heaven is never late. Heaven is precise. And heaven says now is the moment. The name, the face, the truth is being delivered into your spirit. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you know it, you cannot unknow it. That is why God says this is your final chance. Not because God would abandon you, but because once the veil is lifted, you must choose. Will you hold on to truth, or will you cling to illusion? I, Archangel Michael, tell you this with all urgency. I have stood guard by your side through countless battles, seen the arrows of the enemy fly past you, watched as traps were laid at your feet. But this moment of revelation is the pivotal point upon which your future hinges. The Almighty has decreed that you shall no longer walk in ignorance of the forces aligned against you. Listen closely, for the words I speak carry the weight of eternity. The one who has sought your destruction is not a stranger from afar, but one who has walked closely beside you. They have shared your bread, laughed at your jests, and wiped your tears. Yet behind their eyes lurked a darkness so profound that even the hosts of heaven recoiled at its depth. This betrayer has woven themselves into the fabric of your life so intricately that to remove them will feel like tearing away your own flesh. But hear me when I say, this pain is necessary. It is the pain of rebirth, of shedding an old skin that no longer serves you. The Almighty has seen your suffering, has bottled every tear, and now moves to bring justice swiftly and without mercy. In the coming moments, as the identity of this deceiver is revealed to you, you may feel the ground beneath your feet give way. You may question everything you thought you knew. This is normal, this is expected, but do not let fear paralyze you. For in this moment of greatest vulnerability, you are also at your strongest. The light of truth, no matter how harsh, always illuminates the path forward. Remember, child of the Most High, you were not created for deception. You were fashioned in the image of the divine, meant to walk in truth and light. The pain you feel now is the breaking of chains you didn't even know bound you. It is the shattering of illusions that have kept you from your true destiny. As the name of your betrayer is whispered into your spirit, steel yourself. For knowledge brings responsibility. You cannot unknow what is about to be revealed. You cannot return to the comfort of ignorance. But take heart, for this revelation is your liberation. It is the key that unlocks the cage that has held you captive for far too long. The Almighty says, "My child, I have watched as you stumbled in the dark, reaching out for hands that only sought to push you down further. I have seen the confusion in your eyes, the doubt in your heart, but no more. Today, I strip away the lies. Today, I lay bare the truth before you. And in this truth, you will find your strength renewed, your purpose clarified, and your path illuminated. Do not fear the storm that is about to break upon you. For in its fury, you will find cleansing. In its waves, you will find direction. And in its aftermath, you will find peace that surpasses all understanding. The Almighty has not brought you this far to abandon you now. This revelation is not meant to destroy you, but to set you free. As the guardian of truth, I stand ready to defend you in this moment of vulnerability. My sword is drawn against the forces of darkness that would seek to keep you bound. My shield is raised to deflect the arrows of doubt and fear that the enemy will surely loose against you. You are not alone in this battle. The hosts of heaven stand at attention, awaiting the command to move on your behalf. Child of light, as the truth unfolds before you, remember this. Forgiveness does not mean allowing yourself to be harmed again. Mercy does not require you to remain in the presence of your betrayer. The Almighty grants you permission to set boundaries, to protect your heart, and to walk away from those who seek your destruction. The time for passivity has ended. The season of blind trust is over. Now is the time for discernment, for wisdom, for action rooted in truth. The Almighty says, I have given you eyes to see and ears to hear. Use them. Trust the instincts I have placed within you. For too long, you have silenced the voice of your spirit in deference to others. No more. Listen to the wisdom I have placed within you. As this revelation settles into your being, you may feel a mix of emotions: anger, sadness, relief, confusion. All of these are valid. All of these are part of the healing process. Do not rush to bury these feelings. Allow yourself to experience them fully, for in doing so, you honor the journey you have been on and prepare yourself for the path ahead. The Almighty says, my child, this moment of truth is also a moment of choice. Will you cling to the familiar pain of deception, or will you step boldly into the unknown territory of truth? Will you allow this revelation to bitter your heart, or will you use it as fuel to propel you towards your destiny? The choice is yours, but know this: I am with you, whatever you decide. Remember, the truth you now possess is not a weapon to wield against others, but a tool for your own liberation. Use it wisely. Use it with compassion, even for those who have wronged you. For in showing mercy, you reflect the very nature of the divine who has shown you such great mercy. Child of the Most High, as this divine window of revelation closes, know that you do not walk forward alone. The armies of heaven march with you. The wisdom of the ages is available to you, and the love of the Almighty surrounds you, a fortress against all that would seek to harm you. Go forth in truth. Go forth in power. Go forth as one who has been unveiled, unbound, and unleashed to fulfill your divine purpose. The time is now. The choice is yours. What will you do with the truth you have been given?